in management and administration, that one word you should get used to it as soon as possible, and that one word is SWOT. SWOT, SWOT. SWOT analysis. In all good educational institutions, SWOT analysis is carried out, and SWOT is an acronym for S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. Now, by definition, strengths and weaknesses are considered to be internal factors. First two words, that is strength and weakness, they are considered to be internal factors, and the opportunities and threats, last two words or letters, they are considered to be external factors. Now let's see what does that mean. Let's see what does that mean. If you want to see on a screen one glass, remember we started off with environmental scanning, right? Then we went on to the policy formulation, right? So, in fact, when we do SWOT, when the organization is kicking off, and we keep on doing SWOT analysis throughout the lifetime of any good organization, because situations do not remain static. Situations or environments keep on changing, and accordingly you have to be in step with the institution. I'll give you an example. About 20 years ago, about 20-25 years ago, this computer or IT was being introduced in different educational institutions. So those institutions who had a good SWOT system in place, that is, they keep on seeing the this environmental scanning, they immediately spotted that, look, that was part of external analysis. That was the opportunity being opening up. People were grabbing that. There was a mild rush. I remember those days 20-25 years ago, when everybody was going for leaving this normal engineering and medical field. They were rushing towards this software engineering. Everybody was rushing for that. Good universities and good institutions immediately got their these departments established and started off with the classes and started minting money, starting classes of software and hardware engineers. So, and in environmental scanning, first half is that strength and weaknesses that comes under internal analysis. Now, every institution has got certain strengths. Every institution have some inherent weaknesses. Now, frequently analyzing what are the strengths and building on these strengths, and what are the weaknesses, overcoming those weaknesses, that, thinking of ways and means of how to overcome those weaknesses, and similarly keeping an eye on the outside the institution, and see what are the opportunities. As I gave you an example just now, what are the opportunities that are arising, and what are the threats which are there. The threats may be in shape of some other institutions are coming up. They are competing you. They are offering higher pay scales, and your staff is being layoed, and they are dropping out. They are leaving you, and that's creating a vacuum of good experienced staff. So you must see the threats which are around you. in whatever shape they are. I gave you just one example. Say another institution comes up and starts offering good, healthy, lucrative pay scales and fringe benefits. They provide pick and drop facility to the teachers. They give them bonuses as well. Obviously, everybody wants better payment for the job, so they would just skip over. So, this SWOT analysis is very important, and the advantages of SWOT analysis are it is a source of information for strategic planning, builds organizational strength, reverse its weaknesses, maximize its response to opportunities, overcome organizational threats, and then it helps identifying core competency of the firm. It helps in setting of objectives for strategic planning. It helps in knowing past, present, and future, so that by using past and current data, future plans can be chalked out. These things are self-explanatory and very clear, and I've talked about these matters before, so I'll not spend great time on that. I'll move on. Now, while you are you are doing SWOT analysis, remember, SWOT analysis has got its own limitation. It may sound very well, but then when you are making SWOT analysis, keep a few things in mind. The prices are increasing very fast. In Pakistan, nowadays, rate of inflation in last 1 or 2 years have been in double digit. Some even in some sources are even telling us that it is in 30 to 40% price hike or rate of inflation is going on. So if a SWOT analysis is to be made, then calculations are to be done, decisions are to be made. Obviously, decisions pertain to the future, so we should have a reasonable calculation, logical calculation, based on reason that what is going to be the condition state in days to come, so that our analysis, our estimates do not go wrong. Then the inputs are raw materials. What would be the conditions of inputs and raw materials? Then if one should foresee and imagine government legislation which is brewing, if government is considering of for instance, eliminating English medium, to give you example, there are emotional outbursts that English medium schools must not be allowed to function. Throughout Pakistan, there should be one medium of instruction. I give you an example. And if the government, under the pressure of that pressure group, does so, what will be the effect on your SWOT analysis which you are carrying on? You are making an English medium school for about 4,000 students. Your investment is going to be endangered. So keep those such apprehensions or forecasting in mind. Then economic environment. Now, I have a relative who has a private school in Sargoda premises. Now, previous day, I was talking to him, how is your institution going on? He said that the place where my institution is there, all around there are mines. So once the mine work goes down, mining is affected. There is depression in the economy. Laborers are being laid out. They are getting unemployed. So accordingly, they cannot pay the fees of the school, and hence they pull out, and lot of dropouts of school happens there. So while making a SWOT analysis, that means while you are calculating, estimating this, your strength of your school, your weakness of your school, the opportunities available, and the threats. This comes under the threats of economic depression. If there's a threat of economic depression looming large in the economy, well, you should be careful in making decisions, the strategic decisions, especially because once you put in place, say you think that you need to have an extra block in the school, and you invest in a block, crores of rupees you spent on a block, and you find that there's an economic depression. Instead of the strength of the student increases, it is falling. Your whole capital would sink. So these are the limitations of SWOT analysis, and should be kept in mind. Now, internal limitations. There are certain internal limitations which affect your strength and weaknesses. Insufficient research and development facilities. When you are making strategic decisions, your data should be good enough. Your professionals who are carrying out research and making recommendations, they should be professionally sound. Then the products you are producing, faulty products due to poor quality control. If your teacher are not doing a good job, and hence the students grooming is being affected. There's a couple of cases of stealing or beating or quarreling which take place, and the community comes to know that the discipline of the institution has gone to dogs. They would start pulling out their students. So that is important. So poor industrial in the relationship here, this particular word, industrial relationship, is in the context of an industrial unit. We are talking in the context of educational institution. So we will keep in mind that instead of industrial relation, we talk about the relations of different educational institutions function within the region. Have they got good coordination? And well, competition would be there, but that competition is a healthy competition. That competition is not a unfair or pulling the legs of each other unnecessarily, unethical competition. Then lack of skilled and efficient labor. Well, you might be thinking that you are going to bring revolution in the educational sector by install. You have put in a lot of money in there, but ultimately, when you come to know that you establish school in a rural area where where good teachers are not willing to go there, and you have no hostel facility, you have no residential facilities to offer to them. So lack of skilled and efficient labor here means lack of skilled and efficient teachers. If you are you made us this strategic decision to install establish a school in a rural area, far-flung area where people are unwilling to go, that may also be one of the limitation.